Welcome back, fellow shop rats. Today we are back on our 1970 Dodge Challenger that we call Stitches because we're stitching this car back together again, one hand fabricated piece at a time. It's been a job of work, but we're getting close and starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. Today we're going to be working on the inside the cab where the subframe connector goes through the floor into the hand fabricated frame rail. There's a patch we need to make in there to kind of tidy everything up and get that finished up. And that should pretty much finish up all of the work that we need to be doing in this cab in preparation for hopefully spraying it with lizard skin on the bottom side and maybe bed liner on the inside. Well, it'll be all done and hopefully we won't have to finish it up. So don't go away. This is going to be a fun one. A little fabricating, some welding, and who knows what else will happen because you're just spending the day here with me in the shop. Oh, crap. Somebody turn the compressor on, please. I forgot again. I'm Mike, and you're watching My Car Shop. So this is what we're working on today. We need to tie the frame rail into this pseudo support piece that goes across here for strength across the back of the car where the frame and springs go. So we need to make a piece there and all of that stuff where this piece of 2x3 box tube is that we put for the unibody frame rail. Remember that we shoved this way up inside the frame rail and welded all that up before this floor pan was in. And everything is really strong and good to go. So we need to do a little prettier work. That one didn't turn out real well over there, but again, it's an under seat pan, so who cares? But we're going to get this one done today and get that wrapped up. Anything orange needs to be, done like clockwork. So we just need a piece that's 5.5 inches wide and about 9 inches long. This is a beautiful edge here. Or did a terrible job cutting that. So let's start here, I guess. We'll go in 5.5. We'll straighten that edge out there. And we'll come down here 9, which actually is 10. 9.5. Then I'll make it a little longer. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Okay. So I'm gonna get my square and draw that out, and then I think we'll just get the plasma cutter out, knock that up real quick, and then we can start forming it and making the piece that we need to make. Yeah, so there we go. Square. It's hip to be a square. I just wonder where I put it. Okay, we found it. I forgot that I had been putting a lot of my measuring stuff in the machinist's toolbox now instead of hanging it on the wall over there. So not finding things as easily as I used to, but that's all right. That's all right, Mama. That's all right with me. Okay. Well, shoot. I'm gonna need to do this different. There's a little slit right there. Okay. So let's reimagine. Oh yeah, I can't do that. 9. I flipped my lid. Okay, there we go. And I said, what did I say? Can't remember. 9 by 5 or 9.5 by 5. 5.5 by 9. I'm going to split the difference and go 5 1/4. That's what we're cutting here and here. Okay, and that line there is. All right, so let's get the old plasma out and. Okay, there we go. I forgot with this plasma cutter. It's old. I've had that plasma cutter I bought it to build the GTS, so I've had it since 1992 or 93. It's old. And it was used when I got it. So anyway, you got to have it plugged into, you can't use an extension cord on it. It has to be plugged into a really good high amperage circuit. I'd forgotten that. So anyway, here we go. I hardly ever use the thing, so that's some of the challenge. Ouch. Viola. We'll take this off of here. Okay. Now we can start getting our piece bent up. Got a little goober there I got to fix. Okay. Okay. So I got to determine where my first bend is going to be. I think what I want to do is actually start this way and work my way up and around. I think that makes more sense. So let's determine where we're going to cut our slot here. Got to go get a marker. All right, we've determined our location here just by ballparking on here where I'm putting it, like so, based upon how it lays out up here. I think we're okay there. So now we need to determine our length. So to do that, I'm just going to measure from here to there. So I needed about 4 inches, I guess. Nah, yeah, 4 inch. Well, wait a minute. I got that going from here, that line, and I need to know from the top of this piece here. So 5 inches deep should do it. Okay, and then let's measure from here to here to be sure that we're, yep, and that gives us 4 inches. Okay, good. So 5 inches deep, a slot, 5 inches deep there. Okay, so 5 inches deep. Let's see, the factory edge is here. So we're going to go from 1, let's say 1 1/4 here. And then from that over 2 inches basically, so to 3 1/4, because it's 2 inch by 3 inch box tube, and the metal is pretty dimensionally correct. Okay, and then we're coming up 5 inches, so about to here. Okay, so that'll give us the piece that goes this way and this way up to the top of the box tube, I hope. All right, let's clamp her like so and get the plasma cutter. That way, just a little bit. There we go. Viola. Alrighty, here we go. Fits good. Now we need to determine where our roll goes in here. So about here, I think, is where our roll starts, and it's about the same on both sides. That one's a little bit mucked up over there, but we can hammer fit into position. But this starts right here, and should roll up. So let's take a ballpark here. Oh, it's going to work better this way than I thought. Okay. Okay, good. So just about like that. Let's see if this rolls up. Yeah, it does, because I made it extra long. That's right, I did. So. Okay, that's working better than I expected. I thought I was going to have to put it in the pipe anvil, but I'm not. Okay, so that's how we want it, just like that. We'll form fit that over there. So now we need to determine this bend here. And let's see, it's not exactly straight. So we go from here, I think. Yep, that's right. So it's a little bit of an angle there. It's a fairly sharp bend. Not exactly a 90. I need to flatten that out a little bit. So let's deal with that, and then we'll get going on bending this. Just took it over to the vise and gave her a benderoni. Looks like my bend is a little bit off, so we got to go massage that just to Nova. And we're a little bit long there. We're hitting on the seat bracket, so we'll nip that out. We may take all of it off, but I don't know yet, so we'll see. But yeah, we got some weird angles going on here, so let's give ourselves lots of room there. And then let's massage this around a little bit so it's more of an angle here than straight across. So what I just did was I went through and determined where I got to drill some plug weld holes to tag this into the frame here. Here, 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 and here. And there's some welding to do from the other side as well, but this will be nice and strong because it's going to be welded to the box, it's going to be welded to the floor, it's going to be welded to the frame. I've kind of hammer formed it a little bit. This one's a little wonky over there yet. This metal just needs to be stretched this way. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that in the stretcher or just do it by hand as I'm installing it. My goal is probably going to be starting with plug welds. So I get this tagged to the frame real good. Then we'll weld it up around here. Then we'll get these pieces, these wings, so to speak, put down. So, but yeah, that's going to look nice. And it's going to do the job real good. So let's get, I don't know, probably 2 plug weld there. Maybe 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. So that we can tag that into the frame here. Got our plug weld spots marked up where we're going to go. I'm not going to clean everything. I'm only going to clean where I'm going to be welding. So we'll get those cleaned up and we're just about ready to install this. But I need to clean up on the back of this just a little bit and paint it before we put it down, obviously, so it doesn't rust. And we're close. I think we're ready to weld in our patch. We'll start with our plug welds. And then we'll fit and hammer fit it the rest around where it goes. Whew. Yeah, this is going to be a good job. Then we got to weld around up in here. But let's get this done. Plug welds are done. I got a couple of those spots to fill, but for the most part it's in there. So now I'm going to go across the top here on that subframe, get that welded up, and then we'll start tweaking this stuff in and getting that welded to the floor pan and the subframe. Doing a little custom piece like this, it's not always going to be real pretty, but the main thing is, of course, being functional and strong. That's what we're looking for. So little by little, we're getting there. Alrighty, it's all tagged in. We'll need to seam seal it, but I'm going to get these edges done now. Same thing, and then we'll run the seam seal around it. And we got a little bit of work to do on the bottom before we can seam seal also, so we'll have to spin the car up. But let's get this tagged in here, and then we'll go from there. Need to get out my grinder and get stuff cleaned up before we can weld there. It's pretty scuzzy and a lot of paint and stuff, so that will interfere with good clean welds, which will ultimately cause metal to burn away because you're having to overheat to burn away the impurities, and then you get the metal too hot and all that stuff. So anyway, get her cleaned up. All right, we got all that welded up, ready to seam seal. So now I see we got a little bit to do back there yet. But I want to get the underside of this done, make sure everything is done here, then we'll get back there and get that wrapped up. So we're getting close. Whew, good progress. Yeah. Just wanted to clarify for those who are new around here that on a car like this, I am not taking time to carriage build all of this and make everything perfect. It's a junkyard car, 318 automatic, not worth a whole lot of money. Yes, we're putting a 444 speed in it, but on a thing like a floor pan like this, all I care about is making it safe, making it strong, making it done, and go have fun. I don't have all the rest of my life. I'm getting old. I want to enjoy this car, and I don't want to spend 3 weeks dealing with trying to make perfect welds and seams and grind everything down. So I don't care. It's a floor pan. It's a freaking floor pan. You can't see it from under the car very easily, and you certainly can't see it inside the car when it's got carpeting on it. So context, if it was a high dollar car, I would never, ever do it this way. Okay. So that's one of the things I can't emphasize enough. I get crap all the time. I've got a bucket of welds. You know what? People don't get it. Perfectionism is the enemy of getting things done. There's a time to make it perfect. There's a time to make it done. And it's not always the same thing because it always depends on the context of the project. So there, I'm going to get off my pulpit now. It's a problem with being a former preacher is you're always standing on the pulpit and preaching at everybody. Finally took a minute and gave this thing a bath and got all the dirt and crap out of it. It was so bad from all the years of working on it. So it's looking good. I like the floor. I like the way it looks. You know, again, it's patched together, but yeah, I'm really pleased with the outcome on this, considering how we're doing this and what we're doing. So, you know, we could have done all of our seams like this. This is all cut and butt stuff here. I only did that to demonstrate how it's done. I certainly know how to do that work, but for this car on these floors, I'm more than thrilled with just patching it all together and running seam sealer. By the time we put some pretty good sound deadening or rust proofing or bed liner or something inside of this, it's going to look great. And hopefully we can do the lizard skin on the bottom, but if not, we'll use bed liner and we will move on. We're not going to stall the project down because of a lack of funds. We're going to figure out a way to get her done. So maybe we can get lizard skin to donate a little to the channel so I can demonstrate it for him. We'll see. I don't know. But anyway, there we go. I believe we can check this off the list. We finished welding in the floors. Hand fabricated. Hours of work, tons of fun, learned a lot. It was just a great process. So we need to get this trunk floor. I got most of the welding done on the underside, so we can almost cross that off, but there's a couple things to do yet, so we're not going to. We still need to look at the wheel wells. Of course, we're going to figure out where to get the scratch to get the lizard skin, as I've said. And we got to put the seat belt mount plates in. We need to do that before we spray underneath. I didn't put anything here. Bed liner inside or something like that. I was wanting to put the soundproofing stuff, but I don't think I'm going to. So anyway, we can. It's good to cross something off the list. So we've done a ton. If you've not seen this project, there's almost 200 episodes of making unibody frame rails out of sheet metal and making all of those floor pans, making trunk extensions. There's a lot of fabrication that's gone on this car. The only thing that hasn't been hand fabricated on this car are the 2 quarter panels and the trunk floor. Quarter panels I didn't intend to fabricate. Trunk floor I did, but one of you guys, one of my loyal viewers who's been an amazing supporter, went ahead and ordered the trunk floor, or sent me the money and said, order the trunk floor, save yourself some time. So to submit to the authority of you guys as my viewers, I did that, and it's all done. We just got to finish it up. So we're not far from starting to bolt suspension components back under this car and get it off the rotisserie. That's exciting. So we got to start looking at things through those eyes and say, okay, what do we absolutely have to do while it's on the rotisserie? I don't want to get it off the rotisserie and then go, oh crap, I forgot to whatever. So, all right, that'll do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Lots more coming on stitches. That's for sure. You guys have been asking me all summer, when are you getting back at it? And you've been patient. Summer's always about the driver cars, 47 Ford, 26 Oakland, 68 GTS, 69 Charger, 73 Scoop Swinger, 88 Wanda pickup. I think that's all of the driver cars right now, or ones that are close to being drivers. Winter's about the Forsyth, the Fabrication project, Stitches Challenger, and another one that you haven't seen yet that has got to come into the queue ahead of the golden mullet. So we have 4, actually we have 5, one's not here yet, 5 fabrication projects, 5 metal projects that we're doing. One's not here yet, one is here, I've got to get it in the shop. The Forsyth, the Challenger, and the mullet. The mullet's on hold because of another project that showed up that I wasn't expecting. So, all right, that'll do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. And don't forget, it's important. Wow, man, am I a hot mess. Whew. Whoa.